Bolivia, what's okay. Hello, everyone. Back again. Gary Mazeroff, Laura Cormick, and Dean Shear, our statistician. You're watching the last of the 8 matches streamed today. Men's doubles. Team Bolivia serving 2-0 to Team Ecuador. Rolando Keller serving. Mr. Cueva on the left side wasn't able to negotiate a return. Point 3-0. Keller's playing with Conrado Moscoso, and Cuevas playing with Ugalde. According to our statistician Dean Shear, that's the 4th time this week. Second for Keller, hitting a drive serve into the floor. The winner will play Team Mexico, who won over Team Canada 2-0. Ecuador on the board, 1-3. Votable hinder called, handout. Tuki Kravitz is our head official. Alejandro Morales and Jaime Martel, both from Mexico. All 3 are from Mexico. They are our lines persons. Each team is entitled to 3 usable appeals. That's per game. Bolivia coming out strong. (3-1). Fault serve called. It's the 31st version of the Pan American Racquetball Championships. Handcuffed Keller on the right, so a handout. Complejo Herman Becker in Temuco.
Moscoso's serve is so fast, it's hard to see even when you're standing at the glass.
Exactly. Scientifically, how fast do you think he's hitting it?
170? How close is that?
Very, very close. I think it was 171. Great shot. Great hands. Ugalde, right side, coming in, serving. Both the Ecuador players live in Cuenca. It's the racquetball capital of Ecuador. And Bolivians live in different locations. Keller in Santa Cruz, Moscoso in Sucre. Great shot. Cueva left side, point 2-3. Looks like we have a we have a question for Tuki Kravitz, the ref. I think he's going to check something on the floor. Dean, while we have a little break, what are your impressions this week of Temuco, your first time here?
Oh, it's a really nice town. People are really friendly all over the city. Very clean city, I thought. Great food, great service. Pricing is a little bit higher than some of the other Latin American countries, but it kind of also reflects the quality of the service and the condition of the city.
We're just looking to get an update out on the court, find out the question that Ecuador asked and what they're doing to fix that.
Nothing out of line, Laura. It's hospitality. Hospitality. Yeah, it's hospitality. Cleaning crew to clean up. There seems to be a clump of dust up front, so they're going to clean it up. And that's part of our hospitality. They've been right on things the entire 7 days we've been here. Incredible. Cleaning the glass, cleaning the walls, feeding all the people, serving wine. Wine is less expensive here than water. So a lot of us have taken advantage of that.
It does make for a pleasant lunchtime. And yes, the Chilean Racquetball Federation did an outstanding job getting the facility ready, making sure the courts are clean, having the entire event staffed. So a special thank you to Patricio Gatica and his crew. Thank you. Yes, his crew here, who has been keeping this event running very smoothly. And a big thank you to the Pan American Racquetball Confederation, not only for putting on the event and hosting the event, but doing everything they do to make an event like this so successful.
Marcelo Gomez, the president. Osvaldo Maggi, president of International Racquetball. Luc Sedan, secretary general. They all come in early and stay late. Speaking of early and late, the club administration was very hospitable in allowing people to come in and play before the matches began in the morning and as well as later in the night. You took advantage, did you not, Dean?
I did. I learned the game of paddleball.
Excellent.
Which was quite interesting. Enjoyed it very much. More movement than in racquetball. You can't just stand in one spot and wait for the ball to come to you.
Yeah. We've also used, for the first time in international play, the Gearbox black ball.
That's right.
And now it is the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. Your thoughts on that? Has it changed any of the elements of the game?
I think so. I think it's a slightly slower ball. I think it's changed the ceiling game. They're not coming off the back wall as much as the other balls have, in my experience.
Mm-hmm. This is the 31st version, folks. It began in 1987. Over the week, discussed that if you do the math, this should be the 32nd year, assuming we had it every year. But 1 year, a while back, due to circumstances beyond our control, Bolivia was not able to host the event, Cochabamba. So in 32 years, this is the 31st version. Next year, the 32nd version will be in the capital of Chihuahua province in Mexico, Chihuahua City. They haven't had an International Racquetball Federation event in a long, long time, and it'll be at the Club Campestre, and most of us will be there again. Upcoming are the South American Championships in May, and that's in Cochabamba. Barranquilla is hosting the Central American y del Caribe event in August. I should say July, and the World Championships will be in August in Cali. We'll come back. Keller puts it down, right side. Cueva now serving. So what happened there was the shot by Team Ecuador off of the return to serve cleared the 12-foot line, the demarcation on the back wall, which is out of play. And if it goes directly out, whoever hit the ball loses the rally. Great shot up front from our production crew. Laura, great job. I'll complete that theme. November will be the IRF World Junior Championships to be held in San Luis Potosí, Mexico. Vault serve.
We were speaking of Moscoso's speed. If you can hear it, his ball shots actually have a different sound to it. The speed is so fast.
3-2. Yeah, he plays at 9,000 feet in Sucre as well. You're not going to see many ceiling balls off at Keller's racket. 4-2 in game one, last match of the day. Fault serve, second. Keller, another winner.
Moscoso has a tendency to foot fault on his drive serves quite often. They're not always caught, but you can see it on the cameras.
Folks, in order to be a foot fault, the front foot, the left one, has to come completely over the service line. Did not that time. The heel was in contact with the line, which makes it legal. Yet, it's very difficult for the referee, who's behind the glass, to catch that. Two serving, five. Ecuador serving. Cueva found himself out of position. Consequently, he had to do a banana around. Moscoso wasn't able to get it.
Is that a racquetball term?
Just created it, my friend. Left side, roll out.
No.
In the corner. Thank you, Dean, for filling in for Gustavo Farrell and Tim Baghurst, who took a leave of absence for this match.
No problem, Gary.
Laura indicated it's their sabbatical leave today. 7-2, Bolivia looking to get to the final against Team Mexico. If it holds true, boy, what a final that'll be. It'll be against Beltran and Rodrigo Montoya. Montoya played singles as well and went down today in the semis against Keller's brother, Carlos, in a great tiebreak match.
Yeah, I think everybody's probably anticipating Mexico versus Bolivia in the doubles final. If that follows through, that should be a pretty exciting finals.
We have a timeout on the floor. We'll stay here. So some information from this event. Again, 31 years. First year was Caracas, Venezuela. Next year will be Chihuahua, Mexico. The tournament began with the name of the Torneo de las Americas, Tournament of the Americas. Dean, I'm confident you weren't born in '87, but for your information. There are 12 countries here. Go ahead.
I would like to think I'm that young, but that's
not an accurate statement?
Not entirely accurate.
Okay. Partially.
Partially accurate.
So we're looking down below. Coaching staff for Bolivia includes Conrado Moscoso Sr. and Gonzalo Amaya. Ecuador is Fernando Rios. His It's his first shot at being team coach. Congratulations, Fernando. Arguably the best player in Ecuador, but he's elected to take the year off and concentrate on coaching. Moscoso 8, serving. Ecuador 2. Nine two. Tuki Kravitz, different demeanor when he officiates. He's been doing this for years. Instead of saying punto, he says tanto for point. And I checked with our official Spanish translator, Gustavo Farel. That's perfectly legitimate.
Oh, he called that a skip. So, side out. Had a run of points at that rally, that series.
Jose Daniel Ugalde. Reverse the right side. Cueva skips it in. He'll be serving now, trying to lessen the deficit. A few more unforced errors can bring Team Ecuador right back into this game, Dean.
It could. You never can count the match over. One of the singles matches yesterday, the player was up 14-7 and then lost 15-14.
Yeah, Cunha versus Montoya.
Rodrigo Montoya, yes.
Cunha from Costa Rica. Not to mention Ronda today against Gabby. 3-13, beat her 15-13 in game 1. Flat point. So we blinked our eyes a few times. It's 5-9. Confidence.
After the match yesterday, Andres Acuna said that he was so far ahead, he started thinking about his game plan for the tiebreaker at 14-7.
Tiebreaker for next week.
And ended up losing the game, and he said it was total mental error.
Absolutely. Nice reverse pinch. Winner by Ugalde. Keller's jamming that drive into the middle. Let's see what Moscoso does. Fault serve called by Kravitz.
I notice in the booth you're subject to penalty and discipline by Laura.
Yes, absolutely. Rules and regulations. So Moscoso's been consistent this game. If he hits a fault serve, he usually goes with the drive Z left side. Point score 10-5. Second server. First game.
Notice the foot.
That's an appealable call, folks. So if Tuki Kravitz does not call a foot fault, one may appeal. Or if he calls a foot fault, they can appeal and say, no, it wasn't.
Sometimes that's a hard call to make, watching everything in the serve, and it's a little hard to see that.
Especially with the 171 mile per hour serve by Moscoso. 11-5, game one. Cueva trying to match the pace of the others. It's an errant forehand into the floor, so it's another point for Bolivia. 12, serving 5, game one.
That looks like a broken ball.
Broken ball. Yes, he does. The question, does he get a first serve again? The answer is yes. That was first serve. If he hit it on the second serve, it would be second serve. A dead ball hinder, including a broken ball, does not, on the serve, does not nullify a previous fault serve. Dean, I haven't seen a lot of ball breakage this week, and we've had a range of environmental changes.
I agree. I was thinking that during a match yesterday or the day before with some really hard hitters, and the ball really seems to hold up.
Testimonial to the gearbox black ball. Another point for Ecuador, 6-12. Keller stood straight up and said, I'm going to end this rally by flicking my wrist. Hand out. Cueva. Should be. Yep. Good call by Kravitz. Failure to move. Timeout by Ecuador. So tomorrow we start streaming at 10 a.m. local time, which is 8 a.m. Central Daylight Time in the U.S. We'll have 4 matches in succession, and we hope that you plan to be with us. We'll have the ladies singles, followed by the men's singles, then the ladies doubles, and then the men's doubles. So on the ladies side, singles will be a revanche match from last year. Current champion Ronda Racich playing second place last year in Costa Rica, Paola Longoria. On the men's side, David Bobby Horn from the USA earned a spot in the final against Carlos Keller from Bolivia. The women's doubles will be Team Mexico versus Team Guatemala. That'll be a revanche match also, because Guatemala beat them in the round robin earlier this week. And then the winner of this will play Team Mexico.
Should be exciting finals tomorrow. Some good matches.
So hand out, half out, Moscoso. play. First serve. Good footwork by Cueva. Wherewithal to put that ball away. So let's see if they can pick away at the lead. Different touch that time. Ugalde coming left and surprised Moscoso. Point. Right between his feet, handcuffed him. Cueva serving, 7-13. Looks like it skipped from here. Called stand, so they lose an appeal, Dean. You want to explain the appeal situation?
Team is given 3 appeals. If they call for an appeal and they lose the appeal, one of the 3 is taken away. If they win the appeal and the referee's call is overturned, they keep their 3 appeals.
Or on occasion, it might be a replay, so they would keep it
They
as
would
well.
still keep it. Yeah.
13-8. If nothing more, Ecuador generated a little confidence here into game 2. It's not a blowout by any means.
No, Ecuador has hung in there.
Rolando, Coco Keller, Santa Cruz de la Sierra in Bolivia. And that's game 1. There's an appeal? Guess not.
Maybe. See, yep, there's an appeal.
Call stands. So we've completed game 1 in favor of Bolivia, 15-8. This is Gary and Dean and Laura. Take it away, Laura. We'll be back. Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks. You're watching Team Ecuador doubles playing Team Bolivia doubles. This is the last match of the day. It's the second of the men's semifinal doubles. Ugalde serving, his partner Cueva serving to Keller and Moscoso. Ecuador trying to force a tiebreak, which would be to 11 points. They lost game 1, 8-15. Our head official is Tuki Kravitz from Mexico. Alejandro Morales, now residing in Alberta, Canada. And Jaime Martel from Chihuahua, Mexico. They are our lines people. Great facility here at Club Herman Becker. It's part of a large park of multiple sport disciplines. Skip ball. Moscoso, much to his disgust. Point 1 for Ecuador. Should be avoidable hinder. Nope. For consistency here, after calling a couple in game 1, I would have thought he'd call that.
Call
as
that
well.
one, yeah.
Dean, your impression of game one, quickly?
I thought game one ended up being a pretty good game. I wasn't sure if it would be very close, but Bolivia team seems to play very aggressive offense, and they skipped a lot, which I think kept the game going.
And we just saw Moscoso and that rally right corner pinch for their first point, one serving one. 15-point games, folks, win by one. Each team is entitled to 2 timeouts of 1 minute in length per game. Great hands on the right side by Ugaldi. I think what happened was Ecuador said that he missed the shot. Sportsmanlike. So it's 2-1. No handout. Moscoso missing. From the service zone. Now he'll try and add to the lead. 3-1 game 2. That's strong.
I believe that serve was 172.
And counting. 4-1. We have officials from 6 different countries here. We have players from 12 countries. This is the second time that Temuco has hosted this Pan American Championship.
Well, at the moment, they're not missing the way they were in game one.
Much to the chagrin of Ecuador.
Good camera view. I like all the cameras. They have some great views.
5-1 game 2. That's strong again. Deep court, backhand, winner in the corner. Timeout Ecuador. So to review, folks, upcoming on the IRF calendar, we have the South American Championships the end of May. In July, late July, we have the Central American and Caribbean Games. World Senior Racquetball Championships in Albuquerque, New Mexico for players 35 and above. That'll be the latter part of August. Then we have the, before that we have the World Championships for countries, and that'll be in Cali, Colombia. Cali has hosted many, many World Championships, as well as the Pan Am's, World Games. Then in November we have the World Juniors. That'll be in Mexico in
San Luis Potosí.
Also a site where many World Championships have been held at Club La Loma.
Great club, great location.
Also exists in a sporting park. Multiple sports, lots of energy. The club was always filled when we were there.
It was. This location here, you notice the park throughout the day, especially on the nice weather days, the community comes out. Lots of people use this.
Yeah, it's super. (7-1) Bolivia. Moscoso from Sucre serving. Keller from Santa Cruz, his partner. Both receivers. Ugalde and Cueva live in Cuenca, another tranquil, smaller city. Cuenca reminds me of Temuco, Dean.
I think the Cuenca or in that area of Ecuador is where they have some of the longest living people on Earth.
Great to know. $120+ years.
Yeah, I believe it's quite. It's one of the longest on the planet in that area. Lifestyle, food, genetics. There's multiple theories about
Sports,
what leads to it.
racquetball.
Racquetball has to be a big factor. I believe we heard at the opening ceremonies that racquetball courts can be more beneficial than hospitals.
Yep. Coming from Patricio Gatica, the head of the local organizing committee and president of Chilean Racquetball. 1-8. Skip ball.
Skip.
Some of the players will be subjected to drug testing here. Dean, sitting to my right, is the administrator for the program for the International Racquetball Federation. Cueva came up on that, took a forehand, and ended the rally left side of the front wall. Saying they can't hear the microphone from Tukey, head official. He'll make an adjustment.
The anti-doping program, we will test some players tomorrow from this tournament who are playing. We also have out-of-competition testing that some players will participate in and be subjected to random testing throughout the year.
Thank you. Moscoso. Hit it from where he came. Ugalde smashes across court, winner, left side, 1-8. Game 2. Backhand wide angle pass winner by Moscoso. Soft touch, soft, great hands. After hitting 172 miles per hour, took a lot of pace off of that one. Ball kissed off the left side wall into the front wall and died. Short return, coming up quickly and finishes it in the left corner, 9-1.
Bolivia is creating quite a gap now.
sometimes diminishing returns. We try harder and harder, and we're less fruitful on our results. 10-1.
In racquetball and life.
Thank you, Professor. Took the ball off the short hop. Winner by Ugalde. About 20 minutes after 6 here in Temuco. Yeah, very little maintenance on these floors because they don't put urethane finishes on them. So a lot of the moisture is absorbed quicker. We have very few timeouts via towel, which hasn't been the history in international play. We said earlier, both teams in each game are entitled to 2 timeouts, but years ago that included an additional X number of towel timeouts. It really doesn't bode well for the fans. We're trying to do everything we can to speed up the game. Winner left side, Moscoso, another point.
Quite a few players are wearing knee pads during this tournament. The floor, without the varnish, has scraped up lots of knees and elbows. We've seen several bloody knees and elbows.
Timeout taken by Ecuador. So let's review the schedule for tomorrow with the assistance of our producer, Laura McCormick. First match, 10 a.m. local time, Laura, is between?
It's the women's singles between Rhonda Racich and Paola Longoria, a bit of a rematch from last year. And then the men's single final will feature David Bobby Horn from USA and Carlos Keller from Bolivia. Then we'll have the women's doubles, which is Mexico, and help me out, Gary, Guatemala. It's been a long day,
Women's,
folks.
Guatemala, yes.
Yes. And then the men's doubles, which we know already is Team Mexico, and we're waiting to find out whether it will be Bolivia or Ecuador.
Carlos Keller, the singles final from Bolivia, is the brother of Rolando Keller, who's playing in this doubles match.
It's likely to be a family affair, Dean, Laura. Mancia, felicidades. He won the boys 14 singles. Great player.
Great match.
Great potential. Actually, his potential is reaching now. But 14 years old, we'll see him at World Juniors in Mexico. Handcuffed. Cueva on the left side. 2 points for match. Wide angle winner by Keller, right side. So now we have match point number 1.
This game's been a lot more one-sided.
There it is, folks. Team Bolivia doubles 15-8, 15-1 to earn a shot at Mexico tomorrow in the last match of the day, Saturday, here in Temuco. For Laura McCormick, Dean Shear. Dean,
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being a statistician and your color commentary. We'll do it again, my friend.
All right, thank you.
We're signing out.